We are at an absolutely beautiful, beautiful mansion house today. There's a kind of different story behind this one. Let me introduce you to Andrew. Tell us why we're in this beautiful house, Andrew.
Hello. Yes, got a small problem with rats. I've lived here now for 3 years and I've got a rat problem for about a year.
So this place was purpose-built because of your scenario, which is...
So I had an accident about 10.5 years ago. Because of that, I had a life-changing injury and we had this house built to help me.
So really, I mean, like, as horrible as things were, this was like a new start, I suppose, after all that.
New beginning.
How long were you here for before this all started?
2 years and then a year for the rats, so 3 years in total.
Wow. And we're going to try and solve this problem. You've had the usual scenario, haven't you? Pest controllers coming out, putting poison down, a few traps. I don't know why they're doing that. I mean, pest controllers watching this. I know it's better now because we hear it off all our clients and all the inquiries that we have, that you're now putting traps down, but you've totally missed the point. You're not supposed to use poison until you've used the traps. Don't use poison and traps at the same time, guys. It's not the way ahead, is it? Remember what you learnt in pest control school and do what you was told to do. But that's what's happened here. Usual scenario, the rats are still here. I think this is going to be a really challenging one, as we said on the video consultation call. You know, this is a sealed system. It's all cladding, they call them, don't they?
Yeah.
Like a new version of an old cesspit or septic tank. So the rats can't really be getting out of there, but we're going to learn some stuff on this one, I think. And it might be outside rats, and if it is, me and Ricky are going to have to get our shovels out and start digging holes and filling them with pea shingle and stuff like that. But it's a rarity for us to do those, so it's a bit of a change, and I could do with a bit of a workout, to be honest with you. He says. Let's get cracking on and we'll get some manholes up and we'll see. And it's going to be a learning curve all round, I think, this one.
Yeah, it will be.
Right, let's get on, Rick. Let's make this guy's life better.
Like I say, you couldn't wish for a more beautiful house and more beautiful surroundings. We're down in Cheltenham area today. Absolutely beautiful. The views, the house, everything's beautiful. What a sad story of how this house came into being though, eh? We're determined to solve this unsolvable rat problem as always. I think, Rick, we should start up at the outflow where the septic tank pumps all the stuff up, the clean water. Let's go and have a look at that, because apparently there's been a one-way valve put on there, but as you know from all our other videos, not all rat flaps are the same, are they? Because there's only one rat flap we use. It's the Pest Interceptor's rat blocker or rat flap. You can find it on Amazon or on our store. Come on then, let's go and find this thing first.
It must be that. There's no rats in there.
Okay, so what we've got here is the drawing of the planning of all the sewage and stuff. And the reason why I'm making this video is because your average Joe, your average human on Earth cannot understand what any of this means. I can't understand what any of this means. I've had to literally draw this out again with crayons for it to make any sense. Where we were earlier, which we can go back up there and record it, where we recorded the intro of the video was here. That is the end of the septic tank, and we have already had a look in there and there's no signs of rats whatsoever. What we are seeing though is where every one of these red dots are, there is a hell of a lot of rat activity. And we've also just found out that there's a lot more activity on this area here, which is down there. In fact, should we just quickly go and show them that while it's on our mind?
Yeah, can do.
Yeah, so if we walk down here, and I'll explain this while we walk there. So all the blue lines are all surface water drains, which we know haven't got any rats in. The reason why we know they haven't got rats in, because it's a sealed system and we just lifted up that manhole and there's no signs of rats whatsoever in there. This is a really, really strange one because it makes one wonder, how can such a large population of rats exist if they're not living on poo? This isn't farmland, this isn't...
I've got a horrible feeling, Rick, that it might be something to do with the fact that the original pest control who came out didn't do enough.
Didn't do enough.
Just didn't go far enough.
Because don't forget, all it takes is for rats to have just enough food to breed again, and then you do it again and again and again and again.
And this is why resistance starts, isn't it, in rats?
Yes.
Because, okay, he might have done two, I think he didn't know whether he'd done 2 or 3 visits. You've got to do a minimum of 3 visits. You must do 3 visits.
3 visits, yeah.
And then if there's rodenticide still going, you've got to do more visits. Until it stops going. Because other than that, it's pointless. All you've done is kill most of them off, and then you've left some that are half poisoned, and now they're resistant to the rodenticide when someone else comes along.
Exactly.
And the population grows and they carry on their genetics, so stop doing it.
So the moral of the story is, if you're going to treat for rats, you need to kill them all
Yeah.
Here we have this blue square here, this wall-looking thing is a septic tank, which is down there. And all of these sewers, we were just round there. That's that manhole that we were just in. It's running that way. It was weird, that one. I was actually pointing the other direction, which is literally what I was just trying to explain. The drawings are never accurate. So this comes around here. Where we are stood right now that's the main road there. We are stood here. Yeah, and where we've drawn that red dot is here. So if we look along here, and just so everyone's aware, all of his rat activity is on this side here, there. So now, if we come down here, and I'll show you this. He says that the dog keeps on lingering around here and digging and stuff.
No surprise, is it?
So if you have a look at this here, we've got all of this here, and it's all rat burrows and stuff like that.
Interestingly, there is like some kind of drainage pipe there, but on this one, we don't think it.
It can't be. That literally goes from here. You can see it on here, I think. Where's it? Yeah. So that is this one here. That little square there is that one, and it literally runs into that. Where those bins are, there's a septic tank under the floor over there. What that tells us is all this pipe work isn't connected to the sewer, and it goes into a soakaway. What does that tell us? It tells us that there's no food in there because it's just rainwater. The rats aren't going to just live in rainwater for no reason. And then what we've got down here is a void under here. There's all holes. This is a concrete wall, and look, this is the damp proof. This damp proof has been put on here, and look, there's a rat hole right there. Look, can you see any of that? Look, there's a rat. So what they've done is they've chewed through this stuff here.
Oh yeah.
The grass is.
Oh bloody hell! It's a great photo. That's a great bit of video.
Is it getting out on the video? It doesn't look like it's on the phone.
Yeah.
I could just see grass.
Yeah, it's a massive hole. This has been going on.
And what this is, what I believe this is, because I've actually fitted some of this in my past building life. It looks like a bubble wrap, and what they do, they put it on the wall so that any moisture that builds up in there, it runs down the bubble wrap stuff and ends up draining away somewhere. But what we've got here is this is studded on the concrete, so the rats are literally going underneath it, and now it gets worse if you come down here.
Yeah, because I was all excited when I saw that down there, but we haven't looked at this bit.
Look at this, these droppings, yeah, they are so fresh, it is unbelievable. Look at this, these droppings have literally been done today. And then look at that, where my finger is there, that is literally going to be going straight into his house. Wow. And now I know a lot of the videos we've kept on raving on about stop blocking holes. That's because when it's connected to the sewer, the main sewer, this might be different in every other country. It might be different in America. We're talking about England. In England, the sewer rats, it's an incredible population of rats in there. This situation is rats are tunneling into his house, but we need to prove that and show that there isn't any rats in his septic tank. The question for me really at this moment is, what are they eating?
This is one for bait station and rodenticide, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Because of the sheer amount of them, you'd never get on top of this with traps.
No.
Never in a month of Sundays. And I think really, if that pest control had really gone the extra yard, which ain't hard when you're just putting poison down.
Yeah, it's like the easiest part of pest control.
It's crazy, isn't it? Because I actually saw that. In fact,
should we walk down? Should we walk down there?
Here's all round there. There's another rat hole as well. Look, there's another rat hole.
And another thing I'd like to point out is, if you are getting a house, please try and avoid this kind of stuff, because
modern building practices.
Look, there's a rat hole going into here, into there. And the truth is, if this problem has been going on for a long time, and the rats have got a good source of food.
They're going in there as well. There's like smear marks on there. Look.
What's going to happen is they're going to build so many tunnels, and the more and more years that it goes on, the more that the centrales will build up, and it'll become harder and harder and harder and harder to get rid of them when it's above ground rats. With sewer rats, it can be just as hard, but in a different way.
I was all excited when I saw this, but
yeah, so
it turns out this just kind of fell down from up there. So they've burrowed out so much, look, because it's all on the steps, look, coming down.
Yeah.
So the rats are getting in this.
And another telltale sign of this, the fact that the rats haven't, this is just basically falling down, is it's all round.
It's all in little balls.
And look at that drop in there. Look at that. Yeah. Brand spanking new.
Yeah,
that's got no mileage on the clock. Ask Andrew if we can go in there. So basically, what I think, I haven't seen anything yet, but usually I can guess things and I'm usually right. This in here, I think we're going to go in there and we're going to see rat holes coming through the wall in the plasterboard. And if it has got a plasterboarded ceiling, a part of me would like to cut a little hole in it. You know, we don't like cutting holes in people's walls like a lot of people on YouTube like to do. You know, oh, look, is that another hole there? What's this?
This is why people hate me and Ricky coming around their houses because they just walk around going, oh, you know, you got lost this. You know, you got...
But this is what I was trying to talk about. Now look under here. Has this got any void? So if we can have a look. Okay, so this is what it's supposed to look like. Okay, it's got nice. Can you see that under there on the camera?
Yeah.
So underneath here, this is like a prime example of a good job. This has got the gap in here which a rat can get through, but it's got the plastic sleeving all the way along it. So they've done like a reasonable job here, and nothing can get in.
All it takes is one little chink in the armour, isn't it?
And they're going to do it in the places where no one's going to see, like that. Here is the septic tank, and again, look at this. He hears all the noises off. Oh my god! I just stepped in poo. All the rat noises are being heard on that part of the building.
Hello, doggies.
So what? And again, we've got this cladded wooden surface where they're going to get up all the way along. It's like, how would you even...
How are we going to fix this for the god?
Honestly, there's two options. Nuke every single rat that lives within a mile radius of his house.
Interestingly, the lady who lives over there popped round and she says she's got a similar problem now.
This is the septic tank where everything comes off. So if we look at this, and we'll try and show you what's going on. It's all in the wrong place. Now, in fact, the reason why we actually started making this video up there was to explain this, not talk about those rat holes. But here, see that? That isn't there. It's all wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
This is here. This septic tank is there. Or is that the one that it was?
It's
Either
more
way,
confusing looking at the drawing than
it is. This is the tank that feeds the entire house. We found the exit, the outlet, which is up there where just fresh water comes out of, basically. And we know that it's all sealed. We've looked in there's no signs of rats. What we're going to do is we're going to survey bits and bobs of the pipes now, just to clarify that it's 100% not sewer rats, and it's all to do with holes being dug into his house.
And the joys of modern houses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
So let's go and do the surveying. So we was down there where all those rat holes are. There's rat holes there and rat holes around the back and rat holes down there. So that's the layout of the building. There's no other signs of rats anywhere else. And this is the end of the septic tank. Don't worry about the stones. Normally I'd be worried, but this is just literally a soakaway. So here, everything that comes out of his house, believe it or not, gets pumped from like 600 yards away, from all the way down the bottom of that hill, comes across here, round the back, across here, up that one, round here, and believe it or not, ends up here. And this in here we can see, what is that down there? Is that any signs of rats? No, that's just splashing. There's no droppings in here, nothing has been gnawed at, there is no signs of rats. So what we know here is that the system is sealed. What I would like to do, just to be extra safe and know what I'm saying is right, is we'll get the camera later on and we'll have a look down there to just see where it goes. It probably just goes into the floor and the rats can't get into this system. So now we're going to work our way back from here. Obviously we can't get into that pipe, and it would be pointless to get into that pipe because that pipe literally just goes all the way down to the septic tank where clean water comes out and gets pumped up this way. So we're going to go and look in all the manholes where all of the rat holes are located. So we'll do that now.
I think they might be rat droppings down there, Rick. And if this is a sealed system...
They must be getting above stream, hadn't they?
That's so strange.
It does look like droppings, but I think we need a closer look at that because it can be deceiving, can't it?
It's a mystery. It's a mystery.
So we have now kind of given up on the surveying of the surface drains because it's kind of pointless.
Yeah.
Because it's not connected to anything where rats are going to get in. So we're going to look in this room now, which is here. So let's go and have a look at what's in here.
Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Should I go in just to see? Well, the bottom of that door needs flipping a bristle strip putting on it.
Why are there so many leaves and stuff?
I think they've blown underneath the gate.
Been over there something, hasn't
Are those mealworms? Are those
the bird feed, isn't it?
that, you know, when I was just saying to you, why is there so many, why is there so many rat droppings by the hole if they haven't got a food source? Well, I think we just found it.
And there's a bird feed around the back.
Look at that. The rats love mealworms, don't they? And look at the gap around the side of there. For those of you that can't see what I'm doing, what I'm pointing at, can you make that out? See how it's all clean down there? And they've eaten inside this box of wine. We're drunk rats. Yeah, look how much activity there is in here. Oh my god. We need to get rid of all of this. Look at all this. Oh my god. That's it. That's what they're living off. So for the first time, that stinks, doesn't it?
Where's all this water coming from as well? I can see all the footprints, look on the top of that.
So, you know what's crazy? I think we've just worked out what's going on. I really do think that we've just worked out what's going on. Each one of these bins, each one of the...
So they're coming in there, round the side of that, so we can show people the smear marks, look. Look at the edge.
So you can see where we just moved the bin, you see how it's all brown, or black, and then you look where we just moved the bin, there's like a circle where it's clear.
And you know you're saying about underneath the door, look.
They're getting underneath the door.
The smear marks go around there, through there.
Oh, I've got all cobwebs in my nose.
Yeah, there's a lot of cobwebs.
Wow.
It could be mice as well, though.
Oh, I think that's rats. It stinks of ammonia in here.
There's a load of droppings up there, look.
There's some mouse droppings. Look at that.
Down here, just through the door, do you think?
No, they're getting through the thing. Those vents there. Those vents are on the outside of the wall. And I think what they're doing is they're getting up between some gap somewhere.
Because this goes all the way under the house as well, I think, doesn't it?
Yeah. This is one of the first jobs we've had, which is like such a crazy construction. It's all very different. In all honesty, this is the hole underneath of his house. That's where the front door is.
Let's see if we can find any more signs going this way. Because if the food... See, rats will only go as far as they need to go. They're not going to go any further. If it was you and you wanted a McDonald's and there's 3 McDonald's, you don't go to the end McDonald's, do you? You go to the first McDonald's, and if that's shut, in other words, there was no McDonald's there, you go to the next one.
Yeah.
And rats are exactly the same. We're very alike.
And just to back up what you're saying there, all these bins here, those galvanised steel bins, those bins are all full of monkey nuts, peanuts, all sorts of nuts and mealworms, and all the rat droppings are right there on the outside wall of that. So there's the food source. They're getting underneath the door there. They're burrowing underneath the building. Oh, I think I might have just figured it out. Look at that up there, guys. Let me see if I can narrow my torch down. See that there? See that there? There's a hole straight into the cavity.
Literally.
Oh, that's where we was recording a minute ago.
Yeah.
Literally where we was recording, where the thing is.
You know what, as well, is that, you see the smear marks on
Yeah,
the wall?
that's what I noticed it, the smear marks. You know what I think they're doing? I think they're climbing on the bricks.
How on earth are they getting... It's almost like they're swinging around.
Yeah. They're getting through that. You can see where they've chewed the hole through. So if I remove my torch, see how there's all daylight coming through? I'm just going to quickly run up there and show them what I mean, just so people understand, and I'll come back in here 1 second. So, those are the 2, 1, 2, and the third one is non-existent because it's just that hole there. Let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I can point to it. Right there, you probably can't see it. There's a rat hole going underneath that cladding, straight into the 4-inch hole, which was designed for ventilation. So now, just remember that. I'm gonna go back inside, and that one is right there. It's right there. So that's how they're getting under there, and that's a cavity wall again. So as soon as they get in here, all they've got to do is get into that gap above there, and they're in the entirety of the house. Okay, so let's do some more investigating down here. Oh, bloody hell.
Well, there's hardly any signs down here. Like I was saying, oh, there's some droppings. Not a crazy amount though.
Well, we found the food supply, we found the entry point.
Anyone's got some great torches that they want to...
Yeah, if you want to advertise some torches, let us know.
Yeah, but only ever send us stuff that's good, because if it's crap, we'll also say it's crap. Okay, so if you've got a good torch, send us in.
Because we've been buying these for several years now. These are off Amazon. They're okay, but they only last about a year and then they start playing up. Is that you shaking? I mean,
It's the torch.
oh, it's the torch.
I've not started drinking again, don't worry. Look, if I hold it like that, it goes mental.
Well, you know the other thing that's a bit of a problem here, all those pieces of metal that are lent up, the rats can literally climb up that metal and go straight into the cavity wall that's up there. Look, there's a gap up there where the cavity is right there. And what I might do is insert the clip right now of where I was having a rant about people telling me that rats can't get up cavity walls. So this is underneath of the house. Most houses in England are built like this. for the American viewers, most English houses are like this, but usually it's not this big underneath them. Usually it's only about 3 feet below the suspended floor. We've gone round here and looked all under here. There's so many signs of rats in here, and the reason why I want to do this video is because I want to explain to all those people who don't understand how rats get from underneath your house through the pipe. Okay, in fact, I'm going to go and get a piece. Right, look, what I'm going to show you, this is just something that a plumber has left here. Okay, now for argument's sake, that is going into the wall like that. Now what happens is this could be running under the thing, under your house, and the main sewer is in this direction, so where my foot is. The rats will come up the main sewer, into the pipe, and now, just for argument's sake, say some builder left the pipe open. So now the rat has come down here, come here, oh, it's popped under your house. And then people say, oh, how did they get into the cavity walls, and we don't believe you, and how is that possible, and this, that and the other. I'm going to explain it now. So now I'm Mr. Rat, I'm underneath your house, I'm looking for a new place, a new way of getting somewhere. Where am I going to go? There's going to be gaps like that, like this, all the way along on the outside wall. And then I'm going to show you what I mean by that. Oh, God. So now Mr. Rat has come out of this pipe. He's now got the whole of the underside of your house. Now all it takes is for him to keep going around the perimeter of your house until he finds a brick missing, or an air brick, or something that's not right, and a hole that goes into there. This here is what we're always talking about in every video. This is your cavity wall. This is the gap. This is how the rats go from down below where the sewers are underneath your house. They come all the way up this, and this goes all the way up to the loft of the house. And that is how the rats get from the underneath your house into the cavity wall and into your loft. So now you've seen that video, hopefully that explains what I'm on about.
Yeah, and I mean that video yesterday, I mean, what a poor bloke, that poor bastard at the end of the day. You know, he moved into that house for only 4 months, right, with his wife who got leukemia, and some absolute bastards had sold him that bungalow. And the guy, he must have spent thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds. And the people who sold it him, they'd probably spent thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds as well over the 23 years that we reckon them rats was in that house. And it's just, people, I mean, come on, stop taking advantage of people.
Half of them take advantage, and then the other half are that shit at their job. They're not taking advantage. They're just that bad at their job.
Yeah, like the pest controller who came out here.
Yeah.
Whoever you are in Cheltenham area, whoever came out, well, you should have put more stuff down and done a little bit more detective work, shouldn't you? Because they didn't even need a camera on this one.
No. I know we just showed you a little bit of what was going on here, but I just want to clarify as much as I possibly can to people who are watching this, who are suffering with these problems as well. You might get some insight from these videos, and you might even be able to fix it yourself. And one thing I'd like to ask is, if there's any people watching these videos and you've managed to cure your rat problem, please let us know in the comments. Tell us how long you suffered for it, tell us what you did to fix your problem, and let us know if us making these videos helps you in some way sort your problem out. Look at this here.
Oh yeah.
You can see that, hopefully the camera will notice that. You can see all of this brown in here, so look in this one. This one has nothing.
So all I would say is that had something on there, like that.
Yeah.
And the rats was going around it, look.
So what I want to do is that push in. There we go. So that's one. And now another thing I'd like to quickly mention. If you've got this, do not be one of those people who, oh, I need to clean it all out, and then you just get a skip and bin it all. No, the rats are going to get neophobic reaction. They're going to get a neophobic reaction from you moving all the stuff, and then the rats are going to be like hiding away under the little
or go somewhere else and eat something else. Yeah. Now we know where they are, what they're eating.
So here we go. We've got a bag of mealworms. And the truth is, there's enough stuff in here to last rats years.
Yeah.
So we've got that there, we've got that in there, look at that. Some bits off the cement mixer.
That's probably been knocked off as I've been climbing down.
I've just found even more stuff. Look at this.
That's all them.
What is that? Best bird nesting tool. That's quite nice.
Oh, that's handy for the rats.
Yeah, luckily they're all shut.
They've got everything they need here.
They're all sealed. So there's one thing.
I've got a horrible feeling a rat's going to jump out.
Yeah, I'll do as well. Because
more food.
That's empty. So that one's got more food in it. This one looks like it was just
look at that.
Yeah, look what we've got in here. We've got this, what's it called? Sorte. Oh, I think that might be a nest. Is that moving on its own accord? No, I don't think there's a rat in there. Oh, there's a rat's nest there. Did you just see that? Oh, sorry, I just ruined that. It all fell out the bag. So there was a rat's nest in that bag.
Yeah.
So the rats were living in that bin physically.
Yeah. Hence the state of the top of it.
Yeah, let's see what's in this one. Oh wow. There's enough stuff in there to last for years. This is all rats, look.
Yeah.
That's
Don't
all
forget
rats.
as well, now they're going outside, so they got another food source. As spring comes, there'll be more and more food sources.
And you know what's crazy? Smell. I was about to say to the viewers, smell how strong that smells. It is pungent. Rats will smell that from miles.
Yeah.
Bird foods. It's got all the protein they need, hasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Now, this is actually a case,
Well-
so that because that one had the lid on, look.
Yeah.
They ain't got in that one
Prime
yet.
example of why you
But
should
all
not-
it takes is to leave it like that, and they're in there.
Yeah.
And don't forget as well, I can't even remember the proper name for it, but you know, like chipmunks and things like that. Rats can do the same thing. They can get the food and jam it in their cheeks, so it's like this,
And store
and then
it.
take it and store it. So all it needs is for this to be off for a bit. I'll take all the food back, and then wait for you to slip up again and leave the lid off.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that is right.
Let's have a look at the other ones. I don't want to move too much. Oops. I don't want to move too much, but
Yeah, and the reason we don't want to move too much is because we don't want to bring on a neophobic reaction.
that's really heavy. And if you are going to move stuff, try to make it look as if you didn't move it, because believe it or not, the rats are probably clever than you are. Have they got in that one? Yeah, they have, look. That's mice, that
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
So mice have got in that one. Yeah.
I mean, the mad thing is they've done the right thing, haven't they?
They've got everything they need. Look at how much protein's in there. Can you
there's
see
them
that?
wax bird feeder waxes and blocks or whatever they call them.
I want to get in the back of it and see if there's a...
Well, I think Rick, what they're doing, I can't work out. I don't think they'll be able to get from there to underneath the void.
No,
It's
no,
too
what-
far,
what-
isn't it?
what
But
I
I wonder
think
what them
is-
smear marks are
What I
there.
think's happening is they're squeezing up the back, and I think there might be a cavity in there.
Oh,
That's
bloody
what-
hell,
that's how they're
yeah.
getting into the house. I mean, if we could get
Yeah,
that
well, the
ladder,
top of the cavity is there. The rat hole
You know
is
what?
in there.
that ain't gonna move. I'm gonna stand on that. I think that'll be fine.
Do you want me to get the ladder?
I think I'll be okay.
Oh, ready for the bloopers reel. Health and safety.
Flipping heck. Yeah. You're not gonna believe what I've just seen.
Do you want the camera?
You're not going to believe it. Now, this is where there's certain things that I learn in the old pest control school, which I don't really believe in. And I do believe that rats can climb, and they're very good climbers.
Yeah.
A lot of people will say...
Well, we've got a
that-
video all about it. We'll stick it
Oh.
right here.
And people say it's the black ship rat, which are literally non-existent in England. They say that they're good at climbing. What they call them in America, the roof rat, don't they? It's
Yeah.
the black rat, ship rat. All three
Yeah.
names is one rat. It's not three different rats. And then we have the Norway rat, the Norwegian rat,
The brown
the
rat.
brown rat.
Brown rat's in it.
And basically, we are told in the industry that rats can't climb. Now, if that's true, then, in fact, you know what? I take that back, because what I think's happening, they're coming through, eating, and going out the door. And the reason why I think that is,
Go on.
if I show you the camera, I'm going to point this down towards your face so you can see it as well. Can you see? Look at all the smear marks.
Oh yeah, and they come right to the end.
So, look at that.
Ah,
The rats are coming in through there. They're jumping out of the hole, landing on it. Well, how else are they
right,
going?
you know what as well? If they jump down here and land on these, guess what happens?
All the lids open. So, if you look, if I try and get that, I'm really sorry about this, but I'm trying to get my hands in here. There's the back of there.
There's the cavity, isn't it?
Yeah,
At the
what-
end of that pipe.
No, that is the wood on the outside. This bubble wrap stuff, it's like a damp proof sheeting that goes on the exterior wall. The rats have chewed a hole through that, got into this air duct. They've come along here. You can see all the smear marks where they've been walking along that for years. And I can only presume they're right, because there's nothing, is there any droppings on the top of there? I can't really tell, but it's like, I don't know.
Why would they come to the end? They wouldn't come to the end of the pipe.
Yeah, they would jump
Over and over and over
Yeah.
again to make the smear marks.
Yeah.
So
they'd come there a couple of times and go, oh shit, can't get her down there, let's find another way in. The fact that there's smear marks there, that only builds up over time and time and time.
Years.
That's been going on for a year or two. They've been getting in here, food source, and then the cheeky bastards
Have been eating
have
all of his
just been going
stuff.
straight under this door.
Yeah.
So they've been going under the door.
Point it back up here and I'll show you the route. They're coming from outside,
Yeah.
through the hole, into the pipe. I can only surmise they're jumping out the end of the pipe
Because of the smear marks.
because of the smear marks. There's a rat trail down there. They're getting into all of this, and then they're going out of the bottom of there.
Having a meal.
So to sort this problem out, what we need to do is we need to get rid of the food source, get rid of the hard bridge, block the holes. Now, you're probably all going to be in the comments saying, oh, well, you always say not to block holes. Yeah, that's when they're coming from the sewer. When they're coming from the sewer, it's literally having a machine gun that shoots rats at your house. This is a different situation. This is rats that are breeding outside of the house, and they're coming into the house for nesting. It's slightly different.
And the thing is as well, how many times do we come across this?
Shit.
Have you seen us doing this on our videos? You know, it's so rare. It's so rare to have this. And then they go around here, and then they can go up in. I think there might be another hole up here. Let's have a look. Up there. Oh, what's that up there now? Now I'm looking from this angle.
Is it the other way they're getting in?
And there's the bottom of the thing with a nice poo right there.
You see all the plastic ducting, the plastic ventilation. It's all in place, minus that bit right at the end there where my torch is pointing.
And that's all it takes.
And so they're getting in there as well.
Yeah. And I think there's that many rats that this whole thing, all of that is one big rat family.
One of the 5th jobs in 15 years or so is rats that have
Outside getting
that,
in.
that are getting in from outside.
And yet again, if the pest controllers who'd have come here did the job bloody right, this poor man wouldn't have had this for the last year and a half or however long it's been.
Because you remember at the start of the video we were saying it doesn't make any logical sense that the sheer quantity of rat droppings that we're seeing there, and they're so fresh, didn't make sense to us, and that's why we was looking in the sewers, and we've already gone and had a look. There's no droppings in the sewers, there's no scratch marks in the sewers, and the reason for that is because this system of sewer rats, this sewer system is not connected to the main sewers, which is like the what would you call that, the community sewer or whatever it's called, the communal sewer.
Oh, the sewer. I don't know whose sewer it is.
So that's what's going on here. So we need
Right, let's get some bait stations now. If you are a pest controller and you need some bait stations, or if you're just a member of the public and you want some bait stations, please make sure it's a situation like this and use your noggin, right? And if it is, then you need some bait stations to put your rodenticide in. Okay, make sure it's applicable rodenticide, read the label, make sure you can use it in your scenario. You will need to use bait stations though usually. And if you're a pest controller, you might be interested in this bargain that we've got on at the moment. You can get like
20
in a box, right? And they're better than you're getting off your normal suppliers.
I tell you
the
what,
same ones as your normal suppliers, I should say.
I tell you what,
1,000,000 times
scan
cheaper.
this QR code that's going to appear on the screen, and that will take you directly to the Shopify store, and it will take you directly to the product that we're talking about. And please feel free to buy them because we've got a hell of a lot in stock.
Yeah. In fact, we've got 2 different types.
Yeah, there's 2 different types.
Okay.
Let's go and sort this out then.
Yeah. What about this round here? So again, food sources. Let's have a look. We've got some burrows here, look. This has been well and truly used, look, isn't it this? Right? But why are they here? Why are these outside rats here? Well, there's a hole there, and then we got this here, right? So let's have a look. What's in here? There you go. There's the other end of that hole, mate.
So there's the hole.
Right there.
Oh, yeah.
So there's the rat hole. There. That connects to its burrow. And just the same as when rats are coming out of the, going from your house to the sewer, this is kind of the more natural way of doing it. Because think about it, right? So the rats are in the sewer, they get out through a broken pipe, and they go up in your cavity walls into your loft, because that's usually where they start, isn't it? They're not eating any food from your house, so are they? Because what they're doing, they're nesting up here in your nice warm house, going through the cavity wall, through the broken pipe, into the sewer, eating shit, right? And then coming back in to go to sleep at night, type of thing, like you going to work. And this is exactly the same.
they want to be close to their food source. So they've got their nest here. This is the entrance to their nest, and this is the food source. So it's exactly the same as the rats in the sewer. That's your loft.
That's
This
the
is
main sewer. Yeah.
It's the same thing. And then if you look over here as well, they're probably related rats, right? Because related rats will tend to eat the same food source because of the,
Oops, I
don't
kicked
even know what that was.
kicked a stone down the
And
sewer.
then you've got bird feeders here.
Oh, I didn't even notice this.
So then you've got your bird feeders. The rats have been coming out of here, from there. They've had the other food source. Perhaps one day all the lids was on and they couldn't get no food. They've discovered this. They've started eating here. And then probably what's happened, at some point, the rats have had a bit of a fallout and one alpha male has run off and he's gone somewhere else. That's his new home and he's got this food source, and the original alpha male and his family pack, they're all down there and they're eating from there, and they don't need to meet. So now you've got two separate, completely separate entities going on. How are we going to solve this one? Well, here with this rodenticide you can do what's called burrow baiting. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using this product from Lodi, our friends down in King Swinford. Hello Lodi, how you doing? They're going to be using their ruby paste, which says on the label you can use in burrows, and I'm going to stuff these down in here, probably in a plastic bag, and then I'm going to use this pea shingle over the top, and then maybe a brick over the top of that to stop non-target species getting there, or your dog or whatever, because all we want to kill is the rats, nothing else. Okay, now you know we hate rodenticide, but this is a prime example where rodenticide is the only way you're going to get rid of these rats, because trapping them is not going to happen. It's been going on for too long, and just remember that if that pest controller had carried on going and going and going until there was no more rats, none of this would have happened, and Andrew would have had, I was going to say his dream house. It's not his dream house. It was hardly a dream of how he got this house, but it's a beautiful house. It was a new start in his life, and it's been ruined because of one fucking pest controller. Why don't you do your job right, prick? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just to show you how much rats love human shit, right? What we found around here is some more rat holes, look. Some more rat holes. It's not very far from the food source of the bird feeders and the nuts and all the rest of it. And there's all rat holes around this. Now, why would there be rat holes there? We're checking to make sure that there's not a broken pipe so they can get in there and eat Andrew's crap, right? But there isn't. They're trying to get in there. They can smell it. They can smell shit through this plastic. They know where pipes are. They know it's a food source. And that's why the rats are burrowing around here. Not for much longer though.
Is we found that the rats, this soil level was up to here, and there's a rat hole there which goes into the ducting, where, you know, when we were showing you the other side of that plastic pipe, that's there. There's another hole there which they've just chewed through that. Yeah. Another one there, and another one down there somewhere. And everywhere I've been digging, there's just rat holes and rat holes and rat holes. So
what we're going to do, we're going to put a trench of
pea shingle. I mean, if I could just click my fingers and have £1 billion, what I would do is get a digger out here and I'll just flatten the whole lot and strip all this off, so I've got a bare brick wall, and then I would look at it, be like, okay, they can't get in there, then pull it all back together. Because what we think is happening here is they're coming up, they're getting underneath the wood. Underneath there. Look, can you see my hand? Oh, I forgot there was a rat in there.
Yeah, we can actually hear rats in there right now.
Digging the hole. I was digging the hole and all I heard was a plop. And I was like, what the fuck was that? And it was a rat poo on the floor. There's a rat literally just cowering away behind there like this, and he shit himself.
I know how he feels.
So we're just going to get rid of all this here, and we're going to fill this with pea shingle. In this scenario, it's not necessarily going to 100,000,000% be the answer to the solution, because if I show you this, if I put pea shingle on here, anyone else would be like, oh, that's all right, you know, nothing can get in there, the pea shingle's there. But the truth is, all they need to do is dig there, and all of this stuff here is the rock wall, which is all of that. You can see that. So that's just all rocks with massive gaps underneath it, which is about 2 foot deep and about 5 foot deep that way.
And we feel that all of this, this massive area, because the rat holes come to here. Now, the thing is, rats will only build like tunnels to places because there's either loads of them and it just pops out somewhere because they need more space, or they go into a food source. Now, the truth of the matter is, if those bins over there were all open or chewed or something like that, there's no signs of rats on there at all. So I think these ones are just the extremities of the huge nest. So if you jump down here, you can see there's all kind of rat activity in all of these bits and pieces here. All here. I found some more somewhere around here. But yeah, basically this whole thing could be like a massive rat's nest, believe it or not. So
and if these rats were coming from the sewer, this would have been 1,000 times worse than
if they was coming from the sewer. Well, the thing is, we'd have been gone by now, Rick, if it was coming from the sewer.
Oh yeah.
But you can see, like Ricky was saying, so this is those bricks on the outside. You can see they can get in there anyway. So we're gonna, because of the way the hierarchy works with rats though, what we're gonna do is we're gonna use their hierarchy against them. And so once one of the alpha males starts eating the rodenticide, as long as there is enough rodenticide there, it will kill out the whole family group. So that's what I've done around the other side. I think that's a totally separate family. Yeah, we're gonna have to do a load of burrow baiting, use our bait stations. Like I was saying before on the video, if you fancy some bait stations or need some bait stations, we've got some real good bargains on them. They'll be linked in this video. Here's some bait stations that we'll be using. I think we'll need to get a hose on our boots later because we've trodden a load of dog crap and all.
Yeah.
So
that's my phone, isn't it?
Yeah. All right, tea time. If you've got rats that are getting in your house and they're getting up decking or cladding like this, you might have to do something like this. So what Ricky's done is put the wire mesh so it goes nicely underneath here, made it all nice and neat. Now we're going to put a load of 10mm pea shingle on there, because when the rats try and dig down through it, it all falls back in the hole. Clever, eh? So just a few more bags.
And remember the 10mm. By the way, I hate you, Travis Perkins.
Yeah,
I hate you. I just got a bag from the Black Country for $2.99 and it was twice the size of that bag. It just cost me 21, well it cost you, cost you £21 for 4 bags of pea shingle, and I just bought flipping, how many did I buy this morning? I bought 3 this morning.
And they were massive.
And there was massive, there was double the size of these bags, and they were $2.99. So I went from £3 a bag to £5 a bag, and then the bag's not big enough. Yeah. So this one was a different video for a change. It's
certainly was
not the sewer rats for a change.
But we did have to check out that it wasn't connected.
Yeah.
And it wasn't connected into the cesspit system or whatever it's called. I'm so tired and cold.
Yeah, it's freezing.
Honestly. But if you need a rat-free lifetime guarantee, we're so busy, okay? I know it sounds like up our own arses, but it's really not. We're working about 18 hours a day, 6-7 days a week. And
then we have to go home, edit videos, pack up all the flaps that you all keep buying off of us.
Yeah, thank you for buying all our flaps.
And then sending off stuff to Amazon, so we are literally stretched thin, so please be patient with us.
Yeah, and just listen to the voice message. I'm not going to answer the phone. I don't care how many times you ring. I'm not going to answer the phone. It'll explain exactly how to get on the wait list so you too can be rat-free for life and have it guaranteed.